What's up YouTube? This is DWS Darius and today we are in a fish room, and right now you are looking at my 55-gallon planet tank. Now if you watch my videos you know that I keep multiple tanks, and as far as my favorite tank, that title is just always changing. I always have different favorite tanks because these tanks are just always evolving, and they each take a place being my favorite, and currently this 55 is my favorite. Well, this along with my 40-gallon reef tank. I feel that both of these tanks are just on the top level of my appreciation. I get the most rewards from these two tanks as of now, and these tanks are just awesome. The fish are beautiful. I don't have to worry about aggression, and it's just both relaxing tanks. But I want to focus on this 55-gallon planet tank just because, as you can see, there are differences, a lot of changes. I just did a major rescape. Now before, with this tank, I was just letting it go natural, letting the plants do whatever they want to do. However, the Crypspiralis, which is this long stringy plant, it was just taking over. Now if you remember, this whole area was full of Crypspiralis, and that surface you couldn't see because it was just all blocked out, which affected my carpet. I had a carpet of dwarf sage, and right now that's all that's left of it, maybe 3 strands, just because they created such a shadow that it killed the carpet. And I just wanted to be able to get that carpet again, so I did a major rescape. All the Crypspiralis that was in the center I pushed over here, and I added that little forest of Crypspiralis on the right side, which I really like. And it seems like the fish like it as well. The fish take turns in it. Right now you can see I have the 2 albino tiger barbs in there, and all the fish just take turns playing around in that little forest, and I really like the look of it. And I'm just going to try to get this carpet grow again. Now I'm not going to use dwarf sage. Now I'm going for dwarf hairgrass, but I want to just try to get a little bit more better design in this tank. As far as fish, I'm still trying to limit the amount of fish that I keep, meaning the amount of different species that I keep. Right now I'm going for the Harlequin rasbora, the roseline sharks, which you see I have a few of them, and I still have a few serpe tetras. I have 1 neon tetra. That fish is about 4 years old. He's the only one of his school. That's some right here. He's the only one that survived of his school this long, and he's still kicking. And then I have 1 black neon, the same situation. His fellow black neons jumped out, and he's the only one surviving. And the same thing with this Bosmani. His fellows died off a long time ago, and he's just a lone survivor. But eventually I just want to have about 3 main species in this tank. But yeah, this has just been a relaxing tank, and it's had a few changes. Now as far as the fish room, I'm not going to go through give you guys a deep update. However, I will show you some of the main things that's going on. So currently, as I said, this planet tank and the reef tank are my favorite, just because the rest of the tanks have been giving me a few problems. Now my African cichlid tank, this tank has been known for its peacefulness now for 2 years. I had 2 years of no aggression and I was loving it. Now all the fish that I added last year, I added a bunch of small fish last year, and now they've caught up in size to my older fish, and that just created a bunch of aggression problems because now they're trying to fit into the hierarchy. So now I've just had to face the consequences. I lost my male OB peacock, which was just a beautiful fish. I didn't lose, but my male Borrelia, he has a black eye, and one of my favorites, my electric blue eye Lee, he lost his dominance. He shows no color, and he just looks like a sad fish because he's been pushed out of the way by this new generation. Now the new generation does look awesome. However, I just hate the fact that they're destroying my old fish, the fish that I've known for years. So I'm dealing with that, an African cichlid tank, and then the upstairs tank, the 210-gallon monster cichlid tank, the tank with all the big fish. I'm dealing with aggression in that tank as well. Now originally the Oscar was the boss. However, these fish that I added recently are getting close to his size, so they're trying to challenge him. So the Midas cichlid has been going on with the Oscar now for about the last few days. Every morning they wake up with new scars. The Midas, his nuchal hump, which has been growing like crazy, that nuchal hump is just always scratched up, and the Oscar always has holes in his lip from them lip locking. So that's just nasty to see them all scarred up and beat up because the Midas is constantly trying to challenge the Oscar. So far the Oscar is still dominant, he's still holding his ground, but the Midas is just trying him every chance he get, and with all of that aggression it's causing just chain reactions in the tank. The chocolate and the jaguar is going at it. The tilapia, every chance he get, he just bites a random fish. The tilapia, he always was a crazy fish. If you remember, I kept him in that 75-gallon tank solo. He was always a little nutty, but now he has reasons to show his nuttiness to the fish upstairs. So I'm dealing with that type of aggression up there. As you can see in this 210, I no longer have the male red devil and the female Midas. Both of those fish are in a pond because they tried to spawn into 210. They created a lot of aggression. I couldn't deal with it, so I threw them in a pond. They ended up spawning in a pond, beating up all my koi. So I took them out of the pond. I let the koi eat the fry. Now they're back in the pond, and they've calmed down a lot with the aggression. So I still got to figure out what to do with them two. I tried to pair up the male Midas and a female Midas, and he just doesn't like her. It seems like she wouldn't mind pairing up, but he just hates her. As far as back in the fish room with the green terrorists, you see their fires growing up, but the parents are just weird. They hide every day, and whenever I do see them, they're just fighting. So that's weird to see how they just had a dramatic change in personality. I'm not sure why. I know I had the dog down here, and that was just freaking them out like crazy. But their entire personality just changed. They're always fighting, and when they're not fighting, they're hiding. So I got to figure out what to do with them. As far as the 125 Geophagus tank, this tank has just been an embarrassment because I rushed in without using common sense. Any fish keeper would know that you can't, if you want to have multiple cichlids, you either keep a small group of the same species or you add solo of the species. If you add two of different species, they're most likely going to kill each other. That's pretty fundamental. However, I rushed in and now I got to face the consequences. So I added about 7 different species, 2 of each, and they ended up killing each other. So now I only have 1 of each species. However, eventually I'm going to choose 1 species and just add a bunch of them and just try to redo that tank. I'm pretty embarrassed about that tank because that was just a basic beginner. It was pretty basic of what to do, and I just rushed in and I failed with that. But what else? I have the 55-gallon. This is still my grow tank. This tank, this is I don't even know what to say about this tank. The Salvini, she's looking awesome. I have a dominant female. She's looking incredible, but she's just extremely aggressive. The pink kissing gourami, ever since I took them out of the Amazon tank, he's been acting a little shy. Always stays in his corner. And yeah, that's just what's going on in the fish room. Nothing that I'm too proud of, but I am proud of this 55-gallon planting tank. I'm proud of where it came from. So I'm going to end the video on that note. I'm going to show you guys some clips of just how this tank used to look and how it currently looks. And as always, thank you all for watching. Thank you for taking the time to support me. And that will be a wrap.